They go by names like Red Bull, Adrenaline Rush, Powerhouse, Atomic Energy, Monster, Rockstar, and believe it or not, cocaine. Energy drinks, a $3.4 billion a year industry that grew by 80% between 2004 and 2005, and in 2006, more than 500 new varieties introduced worldwide, and nearly 8 million U.S. teens call themselves customers. It all started with Red Bull. This energy drink's founder based his product on a tonic he drank in Asia. He started selling Red Bull in Austria in 1987, and today, more than 2.5 billion cans are sold a year in 130 nations. In the United States, Red Bull is the energy drink industry leader with 37% of the market. What's in the stuff? Well, first and foremost, caffeine, 80 milligrams of it. By comparison, that's about what you'll find in an average strength cup of coffee, but more than the amount in a can of Mountain Dew, which has 55 milligrams of caffeine, or a can of Coke with 23 milligrams. Each can also contains about 27 milligrams of glucose and sucrose to give that sugar high, and the rest of the ingredients can vary. Vitamin here, and a carbohydrate or an amino acid there. The final ingredient? Marketing, and lots of it. Red Bull was one of the early adopters of grassroots viral marketing, with mobile street teams handing out samples and on-campus reps selling the idea of Red Bull parties. And then there's the sports marketing and sponsorship connection. The company touches everything from BMX and skateboarding to Formula One and NASCAR. So, as you can see, Red Bull may have been the first and the most popular of the energy drinks, but it is by no means the most outrageous. That prize has to go to Redux Beverages out of Las Vegas, which used to market cocaine, an 8.4-ounce drink that contained a whopping 280 milligrams of caffeine. Its inventor, James Kirby, termed it, quotes, a legal alternative and a fruity atomic fireball. He calls it an energy drink with a fun name and says, quotes, as soon as people looked at the can, they smiled, close quotes. Well, not everyone. Dr. Charles O'Brien, Vice Chair of Psychiatry at the University of Pennsylvania, wasn't smiling. He said, quotes, it's just a bad idea and has all the same downsides of too much caffeine plus a very bad name, close quotes. Well, what is clear is that public alarms are going off around three specific concerns tied to these energy drinks. First, their use during pregnancy. Pregnancy increases the half-life of caffeine. Half-life is the time that it takes for your body to clear half of a substance that you've ingested. Normally, the half-life of caffeine is about 4 to 6 hours, but in a pregnant woman, it jumps to 18 hours. Plus, caffeine crosses the placenta with ease, exposing the growing fetus to the substance as well. Since most experts recommend a daily limit of 300 milligrams of caffeine during pregnancy, do you really think a high caffeine energy drink is a good idea? The answer is no. Now, the second major concern is the use of the energy drinks in association with sports and exercise. What's the problem there? Well, these drinks aren't really thirst quenchers, they're dehydrators. Caffeine itself has a mildly dehydrating effect, but it's the concentration of sugar in the energy drinks that's really the problem here. High levels of carbohydrates in the form of glucose slow the body's absorption of water, which reinforces dehydration. In other words, energy drinks are not suitable for use during or after exercise. Now, the third concern is perhaps the greatest of all, and that is the use of energy drinks with alcohol, usually vodka. Taste is often not the primary attraction here. Rather, mostly young drinkers feel that the mixture of caffeine with alcohol cancels out some of the negative effects of drunkenness, including sleepiness and discoordination, allowing them to stay out longer and consume additional alcohol. This is really dangerous territory. Studies show that users experience a reduction in the subjective sensation of intoxication, which means they might feel less drunk than they actually are. But experts say that these drinkers should be warned that in spite of the sensation of reduced effects, they are still affected by alcohol and their motor coordination is impaired. They shouldn't drive or do any activity for which motor coordination is required. Now, the United Kingdom Department of Health has taken action and published its recommendations. Number 1, warning labels. Number 2, caution with alcohol. Number 3, no use during pregnancy. And number 4, no use with exercise. Our consumers need to know exactly what they're doing and how their bodies might react before they take that first gulp of an energy drink. For Health Commentary, I'm Mike McGee.